Honorable Men Discord. A man was killed in Chicago while I was on Facebook Live. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and by all means, join the conversation in the comment section. So, for those of you that are unaware of this has been a viral video circulating on TikTok, and I can only assume also on Facebook because that's where it took place. We have a man who calls himself Tug, who was on Facebook Live at the time, whilst he was interrupted by individuals or an individual that tried to rob him for his train. Now, I don't know if the robbery was successful, but this is the feed that's been circulating. Just disclaimer, it does not show him actually getting shot, but this is the feed just before he was robbed, and then you do hear a shot go off, but you do not see anything. You don't see the persons or person that robbed him, but you do hear a gunshot. So let's get into that, and then I have two individuals' reaction to the incident, and then I have my opinion on the incident. All right, so let's get into it.
12 o'clock, 1:30. If you got 7, 8 parts open by the end, bro, 9 times out of 10, ain't no motherfucker coming there, bro. You feel me? So this what I said. I said, listen, bro, if they do come, let us park right here. You feel me? If they do come get me. We'll move the car so they can get the space. We will move our car, whatever car we need, so they can get the space. Just let us get the park. So now oh no, we can't do that. No, you just gotta find somewhere else to park. Who the fuck is you talking to? You feel me? Like, who the fuck is you talking to for real, even talking like that? Like, that be the shit, and that's what make a motherfucker be wanting to get into it with y'all, because y'all ain't got no respect. What's up, bro? What's up? Hell no. Are you good, God? I got a police. You good?
They calling them now, bro.
I got a police. I got a police. I got a police, man. What pressure on me? Are you good? What pressure on me? What pressure on me? What pressure on me? Hold on. Talk to me. 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 Talk to me.
Don't nobody touch nothing over here. Hey! This my blood cousin, fuck. I got him. I'm trying to find the key because this bitch is locked and this shit ain't. Huh? And that's what I'm finna see. Phone. Oh, boy, it's smoke.
think it's safe to stop it there. Before I go into the reactions, condolences to his friends and family. This video is not... I did not make this episode to disrespect his life. And the reason why I let the video play out was only because it didn't actually show the event, although you hear the event take place and you see him get out the vehicle. But I let it play because I wanted to really soak into the viewers how precious life is, and how the things that, you know, sometimes we covet gets left behind. All right? Just in a matter of seconds, in a blink of an eye, he was just in his vehicle, and he will no longer return to that vehicle. As he will no longer return to his home. As he will no longer be able to speak with family and friends. He'll know... They said he was known to, you know, always dress up, and, you know, in certain locations you could always find him in like a nice outfit. He will no longer be there standing with a nice outfit. And I need that to register, because I could have cut the video off right after he stepped out the vehicle. But what I want to register to all of you watching this video is take a time out and realize how precious your life is. All right. And this is, again, this is not to disrespect him. My full condolences to his family and friends. It's just, you know, be careful when you're out there. You know, the decisions that you make, be careful. You know, I don't want to judge him. I just want to say something, but it's not to judge him, because what's done is done. But nothing's worth your life. You know, I talked about this in a separate video when it came to the robbery of a Brinks truck in Philadelphia. For those that did the robbery, fast money is not worth your life. Could have been a shootout with the Brinks worker, your life in prison. And for those that did this, for a chain, first of all, the chain was custom to his nickname or his moniker, his street name, Tug. Wherever that name came from, and however it was true and dear to him, you're not going to go pawn the pendant that says Tug. That's an immediate giveaway that you were involved or connected to someone that was involved in his untimely death. The chain itself, you're going to wear the chain of someone whose life you took. What's the plan? And I said the similar thing in the video about the Brinks robbery. What is the ultimate plan? Now, that probably could have been a situation where maybe they didn't intend to shoot him. They weren't expecting him to get out the vehicle and fight for his chain. I'm assuming that's what he did, unless they told him to get out. I'm not sure. I couldn't even see the weapon drawn from that video. But there's a possibility they didn't intend to go there and shoot. It's almost these scenarios happen way too often. It's similar to the PNB Rock situation. I don't think the guy went in there thinking that PNB Rock was going to stand his ground and not make it easy to give up the jewelry. Right? But fellas, we have to really consider what matters most, our life or the material things that we can replace at some point in time. But let me just get into these two reactions and I'll talk about it further.
Can't believe I'm making this post. Rest in peace to my man Tug, man. Man, bro. And none but love for you, man. Man, that's fucked up. It's always our own people, man. It's always our own people. Damn, bro.
Let's get into this next video.
Trigger warning. This is going to be a video about Kevin Tug Watson out of Chicago.
Let me give this guy credit. It's the Messenger's Mac. The Messenger's Mac. I'm sorry, the Messenger Smack. So let me give him his credit. The messenger smack. Let's get into it.
And it's just my observation. Once again, trigger warning. We're not trying to be funny in no way. We about to break down this video without showing it. So Kevin Tug Watson was unalive in Chicago. He was sitting in a parked car, backed into a parking spot. Apparently, somebody robbed him. Now, everybody coming up with these conclusions about what they think happened, and then we also hearing from the news. From what I heard, I listened to the video a bunch of times. Now, this is not a laughing matter or anything like that, but this is an eye-opener for people who do stuff like this. Prayers go out to him and his family before I even get started. Number one, I know that you're not supposed to be on your phone while you're driving, but it's a known thing. Do not look at your phone unless you're in motion, okay? I know it's illegal, and I know what I'm saying is wrong. Do not do that. But I'm just saying, if you live in a certain type of life, or if you in the streets, or if you in a neighborhood that's known to have street activity, only look at your phone in motion, gang, okay? Pay attention to what you're doing, but don't check it sitting down in one spot like a sitting duck. That's the first thing. The second thing, it was crazy how he got out the car, and they said, give us your chain. Now, first of all, the engine's supposed to be running at all times. I don't care. When you park, engine running, you need to get up out of that thing if you do get stuck in a position. He gets out the car. Now, to me, it sounded like they said, give me your chain, and he bucked on him, and it sounded like the dude hit him with the strap. This could all be wrong, y'all, but this is what I'm understanding to happen. And the dude sucked his teeth and said, man, take off your chain. Now, whatever happened, the guy Kev must have tried to fight back from what I hear. And when he tried to fight back, it sounded like the guy let one off. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's the one that apparently hit him. But I want y'all to listen to this, and this is the scariest part of the video that nobody is talking about, okay? Now, I want y'all to listen to this part again because I think that that's his chain falling to the ground, okay? I need y'all to listen real well. Now, I want to bring attention to this because, and like I said, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just trying to really evaluate. This is how I would be evaluating if one of my homeboys was in this situation. So this is me being real to y'all. From what I heard, it sounded like the jury wasn't real. I could be totally false. But if that was the chain falling to the ground and this man lost his life for jury that wasn't real, it just goes to show you how sometimes, A, people just so thirsty that they'll do anything, and B, how we got to start protecting ourselves a lot better. I really want to hear from y'all on this situation, but I just want y'all to watch this video a couple of times and go watch the original one because I don't want to play that because it's too devastating. But watch the video and tell me, do y'all hear what I hear? I'm just here to bring y'all the news. I'm just the messenger.
So, in response to the messenger smack, when they yelled out, call the police, that was well before I heard the car drive off. So if the people who did the robbery or the person that did the robbery, I would assume the chain was already with them or the chain already after the gunshot fell to the ground. By the time the car drove off and you start hearing the commotion and the people, the family members that were trying to resuscitate him or what have you, that chain sound seemed like it was after the fact. So I don't think the chain was dropping at that point, unless they never got the chain. Maybe they got nervous, they shot one off, they let one off, he got hit, he fell to the ground. But whether or not the jingle, now I'm not an expert in jewelry, and I don't want to make this about his jewelry per se, although it is about his jewelry. That's why it took place. I don't know anything about whether or not it sounds like it's not real. Whether or not it's real or it's fake. The point, it would make it actually worse if it's not real, but I'm not here to say the sound means that it's not real. It would make it worse that if it's not real, that he didn't just pass it over. That would be even more reason to pass it over. But I'm not here to assume. I don't know whether it was real or it's fake. That's not what really matters at this point. What matters is the man lost his life, and for what. Now, I was reading some of the comments, and some people in the comments mentioned, I guess some people from Chicago that knew him mentioned the fact that that was a particular spot that he was known to drive up to and just hang out and do his lives. That's a complete no-no. They said this gentleman was 42. I hope I'm accurate with his age. But if that is the case, it's one of those things where best advice also, I could give several advice on this type of thing, and even then, nothing is foolproof, foolproof. So, one, never stay in the same location. Never make a location so well known, especially if you're somebody who goes live. This is similar to the unfortunate murder of the husband and wife in Las Vegas. Now, I don't know if they went to that particular spot often, but they often, from what I saw on the news reports, they often streamed in Las Vegas because that's where they resided, as did the other podcaster who did the shooting. What I'm trying to say is, perfect example for myself. I shoot my videos with a thumbnail background, but I do it for a number of reasons. One, I honestly don't have the spacing that I'd like to shoot a background, which is why I do it this way. And because I like the fact that it has the continuity of the background of the particular video I'm shooting. So in post-production, I could do my edits, and I know from just looking at each video which one I'm editing. But that's not to deflect. The point I'm trying to make is, in situations like this, for you podcasters out there, if you're shooting in a set location all the time through your mobile vehicle, your car, your SUV, whatever it is, it's in your best interest to do it in places that you know is absolutely safe. I'm going to say something that sounds ridiculous, but listen, if you like shooting in your car, then pull up to a precinct, reverse your car right next to the precinct, and shoot your videos every time you're ready to shoot. Drive from your neighborhood and park up by a police station. And you might say, "Oh, that sounds ridiculous." Well, it's the poor man's safe way of shooting a video in your car. Why? Because the police station, we know, has cameras on the outside. Two, you'd have to be a real fool to shoot somebody in front of a precinct. All right, I put nothing past people in 2025, but you have to be a real fool to shoot somebody in front of a precinct. And I say this not to be funny. Nothing I say is to be funny. Again, condolences to this man, Kevin Watson, aka Tug. My complete condolences to his family. May he rest in peace. People, we have to be smarter out there. All right, there's nothing more precious than life itself, and there's so much life you could live if you give yourself the opportunity to live. Right? Chains, give it up. Give it up. There's gonna be people that disagree with me, and that's fine. I stand on it 10 toes down. Give up the chain. Give up the chain. Listen, the first and only time I've ever had a gun drawn on me in my life, and God forbid it would happen again, because I don't speak that into existence, was by a police officer. And that was during a traffic stop with me and my best friend, who's no longer here. Condolences to him. We were on the expressway. We got pulled over, and the officer that pulled up I was in the passenger seat. The officer that pulled up on my side had his gun drawn. And that was the first and only time I looked down the barrel of a gun. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up is there is nothing that I have that I wouldn't give up if someone draws a weapon on me. And even then, you might lose your life. But I'm telling you right now, there's nothing I'm not giving up. You want my sneakers? Here's the sneakers. I don't even care if I'm unalive. You think I'm going to care if someone is laughing? Somebody I don't know on social media is clowning me. They could make videos about it. As long as I'm alive to see the videos that they're making about me completely taking everything off for whoever wants it. You want the shirt off my back? Have it. As a matter of fact, I probably have another shirt in my back seat. Take that too. You want the keys? Here's the keys. Drive off with the car. Make sure you gas up. Now, only when I'm saying that, I'm being a little humorous. But the truth of the matter is, there's nothing I wouldn't take off. The chain, it wouldn't even matter. I don't care what I'm wearing. I don't care if it's designer. I don't care if it's designer shades. Have it. because nothing is worth more than my life. And for anyone who says otherwise, please explain to me why potentially losing your life is worth it. We're not talking about if you the small percentage of you that have been in these type of situations and maybe you fought it out, maybe you were able to manhandle the weapon out of the person's hand. Those individuals that actually have done that are so far and few in between, and it's one of those things that only a select few can pull off. By all means, even those individuals, I wouldn't advise them telling people on social media to go that route, because not everybody's going to be able to accomplish that and pull it off. Every scenario is different. Everyone gets robbed by a different type of person. It might be a large person, a strong person, an athletic person, multiple people. I would not advise you taking the chance of saying, no, I'm not giving it up. Now, again, either way, you might end up losing your life. But I'd rather take the chance of giving up the stuff and complying than not complying for the sake of pride and, oh, it's live. And I'm not saying that's what this gentleman did. When I speak about this, I'm not speaking about what Kevin Watson did. But by all means, let's try to live and see another day. This is just crazy out here. But what's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. You know, my condolences to him. It's not a new story, but every time it happens, I sit back and I self-reflect, as we all should. But we live in a day and age where information is constant, violence is constant. We're desensitized. We really are. We are truly desensitized to these type of things, and every once in a while, just realize it could be you, it could be a loved one. Don't ever watch these things and just flick past it as if like it's just another story of the day. Or I heard about that, but whatever. Because some of us are actually living like that. Some of us are living like that and thinking, well, I'm going to go buy a chain and do what I want. I'm going to stand on my block. I'm good out here. There's always someone that's jealous of you. Sometimes it's people in your own circle that's looking at you progress because they're too lazy to do it for themselves or progress on their own. Listen, we all have our own paths. And let me tell you something right now, and I think I've said this before. Success is not guaranteed. And another thing is, success really depends on what you perceive as success, not what others perceive as success. For someone else, success is wearing a big chain around their neck. For me, success is a bigger place of living. Success might be having a house. May not even be the biggest house. It could be a ranch, as long as it has a jacuzzi in the back. That's success to me. And that doesn't mean that my driveway has a Lamborghini Urus. I could have a Civic. But if I have a jacuzzi in the backyard, I'm winning. That's success. All right? You understand what I'm saying? Success really depends on the individual. And there's nothing wrong with your version of success. We don't all have to dream of being a millionaire or marrying a famous actress. The problem with social media is some of us, or many of us, start thinking success is what the next person has. And the reason why I know this is to be true is because why exactly, and this is well before social media, why is it that we feel that we need to have chains on? And I'm speaking to the black community. I know it's tied into hip hop, and by all means, there was a point in time where I wanted a chain too, but if I had a chain today, it would be for appearances. I do an interview, and by all means, even when I do those things, trust and believe I'm going to move accordingly. It's not going to be showing. It's not going to be obvious I have the chain out. And if I'm doing enough interviews where people realize that I have a nice chain, it's safe to say they would assume that maybe the next interview I'd have that same chain on, which is why I would move accordingly. You got to move accordingly, folks. You got to move accordingly. And once again, I'm not speaking on Kevin Watson when I'm saying this. This is a general statement that I'm making about how we have to make wise decisions in terms of preserving our life. This is senseless. This is senseless. And again, I know there's people going to say, "Oh, I'm not letting no one take anything." All right. Some people are willing to die for their chain. Some people are willing to die for their sneakers, their designer belt, their foreign car. Hey, if that's your decision, you're an individual, you're an adult, that's your decision. All I'm saying is, for those that know that it's wiser as a man to give these things up, then by all means in the comments, agree with me on that. If you disagree with me, let me know why it's wise to try to fight somebody off for a chain. Why is it wise to fight for a chain? But that's all I have on this episode. This is a sad ordeal. Unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna stop. I don't think it's gonna stop. Violence has become the norm more than ever. And I don't know if it's because social media exposes different violence across the world, so it just seems like it's more chaotic than ever before. Because I grew up in a time before social media. And now with social media, it's like everywhere you look, there's just violence upon violence. More exposure to more violence. And it's not necessarily making people slow down the violence out of fear. It just continues. It persists. But that's all I have on this. What's your thoughts? I'll see you in the comments. As always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next episode. Stay honorable.